on with us, as in fact we are also getting more updates. And after the truce was achieved, after a long wait following the ceasefire and the hostage deal between Israel and Hamas, the crowds took to the streets of Tel Aviv in celebration. People were seen singing, chanting and holding the banners supporting the hostages, expressing their relief over the agreement. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has spoken with both the US President-elect Donald Trump and current President Joe Biden, thanking them for their support in securing the release of hostages. Netanyahu has emphasized Israel's commitment to ensuring the safe return of all the hostages and praised Trump for stressing the importance of preventing the Gaza from becoming a terrorist haven. The two leaders have agreed to meet in Washington soon to discuss these key issues and other areas. My colleague Brian is also joining me live on the broadcast. Brian, as what we are picking up is that the celebrations are continuing after the truce decision announcement came into being. What is that you are picking up in this regard?
Well, Simran, definitely now, thousands are celebrating the ceasefire, agreement that has been announced across Gaza. There have been thousands of, people who have been celebrating. They have been on streets of Tel Aviv, Gaza, and they have been celebrating the announcement of the ceasefire and hostage deal between both Israel and Hamas. And, the agreement that is brokered by Qatar is also set to bring an end to devastating 15 months in the Palestinian territory. There have been crowds gathered in various parts of, Tel Aviv, Gaza, waving flags, chanting and embracing each other. In even Deir al-Bala also, there have been displaced residents like 45-year-olds who have been expressing relief and grief simultaneously, outside Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital also. There have been hundreds who have been gathered to chant, sing, while children were also, when you get to understand, the children are also trying to comprehend the celebrations even in Khan Yunis and even in the Gaza city. There are similar scenes being unfolded in Tel Aviv also. People have been expressing hope for uniting with the loved ones and rebuilding their lives. Even this deal also, promises very importantly, to halt the violence and facilitate the exchange of captivities also held in Gaza for Palestinian prisoners. And even, hostages, Israeli hostages, and, the war has also left Gaza devastated also, the fact that with at least 46,000 being killed, there have been 100,000 being wounded, and this conflict also that claimed life of over 1,000 Israelis and 200 individuals also being captive. It is definitely a celebration that erupted across, all these places. And also Israel also noted that some points in the agreement are even remains unsolved, but mediators are still hoping to finalize them soon.
All right. Now, in fact, thank you, Brian, for sharing these details and giving us more information. TP Tyagi remains to be with me, in fact, on the broadcast. And on this very note, Mr. Tyagi, what we are understanding at this point is that the world is reacting to these developments. Along with, in fact, the world leaders, there are also people who have been watching these developments from the soil where disturbances and conflict have been witnessed for a long time. Qatar, Egypt and the United States have announced that Hamas and Israel have reached a multi-phase deal that halts the war in Gaza and leads to the release of Israeli captives in the territory. What do you think is going to be the way forward after the truce is achieved? Do you think that the two-state solution is going to propose peace and sustainability to prevail?
In every situation, there may be a good point also, a bad point also. In this Israel-Hamas war, world has learned a few things. They may not say so openly, but the so-called liberal democracies have realized the danger of giving asylum or giving place to the people who are coming from outside, and particularly I am telling you from Islamic religion. The situation has come to such an extent that the Sharia courts have been authorized in Britain, and Britain is helpless. This is happening almost everywhere. So now the world has realized that yes, the extremism or the terrorism cannot be divided into good terrorism or bad terrorism. Any terrorism is terrorism only. This is one point which was emphasized when G20 meeting took place in India. And we said that there is no difference between good and bad terrorism. Terrorism in any shape, at any place, at any time, wherever it occurs, it should be opposed, and those nations who do not do so should be made responsible for it. So this lesson has been learned by entire world, the danger of this terrorism, and which emanates from where? It emanates largely from the Islamic radicalism. The incumbent president of America, Donald Trump, he is against this radical Islam. So I hope that there will be a little better situation in the world. As I told you initially, that good situation will prevail only when these so-called powerful five nations are removed from the veto power category.
All
But
right, Mr. Deepi Tyagi, thank you for in fact being with us and very patiently putting this in perspective for the benefit of our viewers. Thank you very much for bringing out these information for us as well.